Right guys, welcome back to another episode of the DB Dailies vlog series. It's Ireland, it's fucking autumn, it's terrible, right? So what do people do during the winter? Bar, look after their cars, get their project cars kind of done up. So stay tuned with us, we're down at DB HQ here and we're going to have a look at what some of the DB guys are getting up to over the winter. So we're down here, DB HQ, and it's always nice when we come down here because guys kind of just show up. Yeah. Bobby's behind the camera today and he's just showed up with his M3 no less, okay? Also for sale, be sure to check it out, right? Bobby's has it up for sale. Hook us up at the channel there if you want to ask him about it. Absolutely mental car. Right, we're going to come into the shed and we've got Paz Integra sitting here today, right? But unfortunately, we're not talking about the Integra today. We're going to talk about what we have up on the lift here. So we had an episode before, Pa, we'll put like a picture up here someplace, of when you had started the Subaru, and we've kind of come along now and there's a lot more pieces on the ground than there was on the car.
Yeah, I think I said on that video it was going to be finished by Christmas, but
we're not there yet.
No, that's definitely not going to happen anyway, I know that.
So we're going to do a quick run around with some of the car parts, right? And then what we're trying to talk about today for everyone of YouTube is about undersealing cars and kind of maybe, what would you say, prolong the life of the car? Because a lot of Japanese cars that come to Ireland, they kind of rot from the inside out. So we're going to talk about a bit of undersealing and about cavity wax and certain product that we've used. I know I'm using it, you're using it, and some of the other guys have used that. So as far as the car goes, Pat, one of the big things we have sitting down in front of us, suspension, huge thing with cars.
Yeah.
What have you gone for here, Pat?
Went for a BC. I think as a lot of people know, they're a great coilover, you know. Used them in the past. Really comfortable. To be honest, I've actually preferred the comfort of the coilovers than standard suspension in most cars. Bobby put them into the M3, and I said the same to him. They're just class. Yeah, you know.
I think, Pat, a big one. We'll go to the front here. Maybe a bit more adjustment on this. People look at coilovers, and years ago it was that you basically compressed the spring to lower your car. Yeah. So the lower you were, the more uncomfortable it was.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But a lot of companies now, BC included, have done it now that the height is actually adjusted completely separate
from the
spring.
Yeah.
And then you can get different preloads on springs. Then you can actually preload your spring yourself. You've camber, you've caster, and then you even have your dampening.
Then,
So there's far more adjustment in this than a standard car would ever have.
Yeah, but it's nice that you have the option that if you're going for a long drive, you can just jump out and just adjust this. Yeah. So if you're on a bad road, you can get out and soften it. If you're on good road or you're going on the track use, then you can harden it like so.
Yeah. So it is, and I would say the same with my MX-5. It's on the ground and people keep on saying your back must be broke. Yeah. But like with these new suspension setups, how they're done, like my ride is better than what it was from factory.
Yeah, well I tell you where we noticed the big time was actually in Bobby's M3 was that we went down the road for a drive and it was just I don't know, just had a normal middle of the road
Yeah.
And we came up and we said we'll just harden it to see would it make a difference.
Yes, yeah.
And it was like, wasn't it? It was like a go-kart going down the road. Way too hard. So you can actually feel the difference when you adjust it.
Yes.
Because I do see a lot of stuff have these sort of gimmicky sort of play settings on them.
Yes, yeah.
And you don't ever know are they actually working or they're not working. So
yes, yeah. Because I know some people, we'll just say back to the dampening on the top again here. Some people have like a 12 click setting, a 14 click setting. Yeah. Even some lads think they have a 32 click setting, but the 32 on one might be only one click on another set. You know what I mean? So it's not always the way.
I'll show you in this. In the back of the Subaru, the top of it is under the parcel tray. Yeah. So BC actually make the adapter then, which will screw onto the top of the shock, and then you just put a hole and it comes up. So you literally just put your hand over the back of the headrest and you can adjust the back of then as well.
Fantastic. I know TJ Tyrrell have these in his.
Yeah, that's where I seen them first. So when I was ordering these up from Group D, I mentioned them and they said, yeah, no hassle, we'll throw them in from you. So.
Okay, so these are for longevity, make it comfortable, but then track and car use. So we're going to make our way back in the shed, slowly but surely. And we're going to start talking about prolonging life. And people talk about bi-racers ruining cars, but we're actually in some ways prolonging the life of the car and trying to keep it on the road longer. So what are we looking at here on the ground, Pat?
Sure, as you can see, that's basically everything that was under the car. I'll try and put in a before picture of it all and now, but a lot of that was just all rusted, corroded. Sure, like it spent probably 17, 18 years on Irish roads or whichever, and was never treated. So actually, there was a few of those parts I was a little bit skeptical whether they were actually going to be able to come back to life, because I
Yeah.
thought with the powder coating and the sandblasting, I said I was going left with a few holes. But I have to say,
No.
Crosby Brothers in Wexford,
Very good job.
they sandblasted them and powder coated them.
And I do like it, pal. Look, they're all black, say, from factory. But
Yeah.
the fact now that you've gone for a raid, it's something that if you turn your wheel or, you know, you're looking through the car,
Yeah.
it's really going to pop. Like, and even everything there, as Bobby was going around, we've got sway bars, we've got your subframes, we've got your knuckles. Everything is looked after now. And like that, the powder, I know we can say sandblast, solar blast, they use glass sometimes, they use walnut shells. You've knocked it back to bare metal, and then they've powder coated it
Yeah,
again,
so
which is nearly better from factory.
The sequence that they done is they sandblasted them first,
Yeah.
and then they gave a coat of primer,
Yeah.
then a coat of powder coating, which was the colour, and then 2 coats of lacquer.
Excellent.
So
yeah.
that's why the colour is really popping.
Oh, you can see it. It's
You know,
real
it's
glossy
really,
colour.
real
isn't it?
glossy,
Like,
bright red. So
Paint looks real deep in it, doesn't it?
yeah,
does,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's actually
fantastic.
very thick, like, so you can imagine, like, people. There's a lot of people reckon that sandblasting or powder coating isn't the best way for stone chips and stuff and under a car,
Yes,
like.
okay, yeah.
But look, it's the way I'm gone now.
Yeah.
And I reckon it's going to take a lot of stone chips before they're going to be damaged.
For
you
sure,
know?
yeah. You can feel it on it though, you can feel
Yeah,
how
it's
thick it
really
is.
thick, yeah.
Right, so pal, we're going to keep walking around. So this is also some of our, or well, your, should I say, kind of adding to the car, bringing new life back to the car
Yeah,
again.
so went up to Ali Burrows.
Yeah.
He can pick up all these OEM parts for the Subaru. So
Even now
as
the
you can
heat
see,
shields and all.
we have ABS sensors, new shields, new
brakes,
shoes.
new
This is
bearings.
actually new bearings. So all new brake lines for the rear and front.
Yeah.
And we have the carrier brackets here for the intercooler and the radiators and all in front.
Yeah.
Because that's the most common fault in a Subaru of that age, is that these rot out.
Yeah.
And that's where all this began from, is when I noticed the rot on that.
Yeah.
Took off the front bumper and I said, right, I'm going to go and do more investigation. And sure, as a result of that, then the whole car was stripped and said, right, I'm just going to do the whole thing.
Yeah. And this is why we do the YouTube channel here as well, is you've learned from this now. So like you can pass your knowledge on to other people, and
Yeah.
now even getting contacts with, say, the likes of Crosby's here, the likes of Group D, you're up at Ali Burrows here up the north as well, getting these parts. Like everyone from YouTube should be reaching out here and kind of talking to one another
Yeah.
to get these contacts and to learn more
I
about
tell
what's
you,
going on.
yeah, like I said, I hope to have this done by Christmas, and you can see it'll probably be next Christmas or even further.
Yeah,
when it's
yeah,
ready.
yeah.
But there's so much, like you have to do so much research and studying, and because these cars are so old now, trying to find the correct parts, it's like doing a lotto, like, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But in fairness, there's a few lads in Ireland there now that just specialise.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was give me chassis number, and in fairness, Ali got everything there now, as you can see, it's perfect.
Super. So, Pat, we're going to keep working our way across here. We have a lot to get into one video today, all right? So we're trying to keep on the 15-minute mark. So we look at a big lump of steel here on the ground, right? But this is actually your diff for the car.
Yeah, so that's the rear diff. All it was really serviced. The diff wasn't giving any problems.
Yeah.
What I noticed when I took off the bottom something on the front there was that there was a lot of metal filings in the oil.
Okay, yes.
So that just raised alarm bells. But look, I'm not a mechanic, but sure, the inside of the diff is kind of steel on steel, and it can build up filings in
Yeah.
any diff.
Yes, yeah.
But
yeah.
I sent it off. What was your man's name?
Davy Byrne.
Davy Byrne there, yeah. And he stripped it down and said that the diff was perfect.
Excellent.
And it was the Jap 4.4 or 4.4, something like that ratio.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Which is another, because Subarus are just unbelievable to try and keep up to what model you have or what spec you have, because
And then there's UK spec, Jap spec,
It's
Euro
ridiculous.
spec. There's a lot in
it's
it.
ridiculous. If I had known half the stuff, I would never have bought a Subaru. You know?
We won't say
Because
that.
it's just- it was every model of Subaru has about 5 or 6 different versions. You
Yes, yeah, yeah.
But-
But then another way, look, you've after say that's after lasting you the bones what 15 years, whatever it is,
know? Yeah.
and
Around that.
and now it's going to last another 15 years or more as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So look, we're underneath the car now. You've after stripping the car down. We're going to pull a torch out of your pocket there so that we have a bit of a light on the scenario here.
Yeah. But it's not even really rust. It's just a bit of surface rust. This was where the petrol tank sat in here.
Yeah, there's
So
no
that's-
holes up,
No, absolutely no.
holes.
These are just, I don't know, they're going to the cavities there now, but like they're in the car.
Yeah.
But that's as bad as the rust has got. it's just all surface, like, you know.
Yeah. But like that, it's just a matter now. A normal person will talk, everyone gives out about buy racers and car enthusiasts and all. A normal person wouldn't pay attention to this.
No.
Whether like you have now, and now we're going to fix it
Well,
and get the car back better than what it was from factory, you know?
I have more pleasure in actually working on cars and restoring them than actually driving them.
Yes,
you know?
yeah,
Because that's just what I'm into, you know.
Yeah. Well, I get Bobby's walking around there with the camera just taking it in. But as we make our way forward here even, the rust gets less and less like in the tunnel here where the drive shafts and stuff would go, like there's absolutely zero really here. Like, you know what I mean?
There is no rust up here.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
The factory under seal has done its job. When you look up through the cavities in here,
In the
and
frame
up into
rails
the
here,
frame
yeah.
rails and all, it's like brand new inside.
Yeah, it's
You know?
very good, Pat, now, to be fair. So, one of our big things we were talking about, so obviously we all have our project cars, they kind of go off the road during the winter, I suppose, to get things done to them and stuff. But what we want to talk today about was the undersealing, right? And we've looked at Pa's car, and Pa is extremely lucky in a way, like that the rust problem with your car
Yeah,
is
it's
not
minimum.
actually a problem, really. Like,
No.
it is minimum. But there is a company, okay? So if they feel like reaching out and sponsoring us, feel free. So we've got a company that I call Dintrol, right? There's a man down in Cork there that we were talking to, Pat.
Yeah,
right?
Polish and Parts is the name of the company. I caught him on a done deal.
Yeah. So I've gone to him, you've gone to
Yeah.
him as well, right? So Dintrol are a company, I think they're English based, and they kind of make all products here for undersealing your car, kind of preventing rust down along the line, kind of converting rust that you have at the
Yeah.
moment and stuff. So there's three kind of main products that, well, both of us have got there, right? So we're just wanting to kind of educate people on it. So there's a 3125. I don't know why they use numbers, but they do use numbers, right? And this is kind of a cavity protection. So we're talking about frame rails and stuff there, right?
So as you can see, you can put the nozzle onto them. The end of the nozzle here is all cut in different sections.
Yeah.
So that it comes out of a spray, like a 360-degree spray.
And you pull it through your
So
rails.
push it up through the rails and then pull the trigger and then pull it out real slow until you start seeing it all dripping back
Yeah.
down.
And Pat was explaining to me, this is a wax there, right? So even if there was moisture in the car, like that, it actually emits the moisture out of the car.
Yeah, there's
and
always
then
moisture.
sticks to the
Yeah.
steel. Like, so
The
there's-
thing I liked about this underseal was like, right, it's a DIY job I'm doing here in the shed, like, you know, it's
Yeah.
not like I've seen a lot more lads doing professional jobs, but this car has an underseal on it now already, right?
Yep.
So I reached out to Pat and I said, look, what's the minimum amount of work I can do to maybe preserve this for another 20 or 30 years? I said, the car is well undersealed from factory.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that I go back to the bare metal, or do you recommend that I work over what's already there? And he said, well, this is why Dintrol is, I suppose, so good for this, because you do the chassis rails inside, let that dribble out, and then the top two layers then can work over
What you have already.
what you have already.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
it's paintable, so you can actually paint it back to factory, because it'll be black now when we're
Yeah.
undersealing it.
Because even there's actually a rust converter there as well.
Yeah.
And he was telling me it actually takes the moisture out and can turn that rust back into an iron kind of
Yeah,
oxide
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
element, like to look after it as well.
Because of the atmosphere that we're in here, like it is damp in the shed, like, you know, especially
Yeah.
for the winter time. But if we strip this back to bare metal, and I don't go near the car for a couple of weeks, moisture and the oxygen
Sets in.
is going to set in,
Yeah.
and it's going to start rusting up.
Yeah.
Like, I do see there's guys on YouTube there now, and you see them on TikTok and everywhere, bringing these back to bare shiny metal. Like,
And
that
not
is the best way to do it, without a doubt. But because this car is in such good condition now, it doesn't really need that full attention. Maybe I'm mad that I'm not giving it that attention, but look, this is what I'm going with now. It's going to be dry stored, this car, forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be out on wet roads during the winter time or anything. So
Yeah.
when you weigh up all of that, I'm hoping it's going to work out,
Yeah.
you know.
But it is something, and look, we will say it to the people of YouTube that are out there getting in contact with us all about it. This is a method that we've researched, and we've kind of come to the aspect that this is one of the better options for what we need.
Yeah.
Other people's needs are different than ours, 100%. But it is, if people have any suggestions, be sure to drop them down in the comments. Alfredo kind of shows up,
decided to come in and say
a little mascot.
Yeah.
So, Pa, look, we've after going through the project and a few bits real quick, okay? If anyone has any questions, be sure to hook up Pa at Palaroach underneath. Their tag will be there somewhere. And what we will do, we'll stop back in and we will get progress pics and we will get kind of the process that you're going through with this as well in a later vlog. And hopefully it will be done next Christmas.
Hopefully
Maybe
it'll
not
be
this
more.
Christmas.
Well, like as I said, it's after taking a lot of money to just see what's on the floor. It's madness, the prices of stuff now.
Yeah.
But like everything is there now as such to get her back on our wheels and back on the ground.
Excellent.
It's ready to go. I actually just we're looking for bushings now at the minute.
Yeah.
Group D, Mikey down there in Group D is looking for as a super flex, power flex or
Okay,
something
power
like that.
flex, yeah.
I was going to go back standard, but again, now that I'm at it, if I poly bush it, that is a lifetime job, you know.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
we're looking at the different grades and comforts and all there now, and it kind of is a bonus that I have the BC coilover. So if the bushings are a little bit harder,
Yeah.
we can soften the suspension.
Awesome. Yeah.
So,
No problem.
but between all that, then, like I said, it's after taking a long road to just get all that stuff ready to put on the car.
Yeah.
So now we're
But it's
actually
life
working
lasting
on the
though.
car again because it's been
Yeah.
a long road just watching it sat there.
Well, Pat, you're not getting a thank you because you're a member of the DB crew.
Yeah.
So you've no choice. You have to be in these.
I
And
know,
Bobby,
yeah.
you're not getting a thank you for recording behind the camera today either because he's part of the crew.
I had to get him on the other side of the camera
Yeah.
too, don't forget.
But, yeah. But look, guys, what I will say is thanks very much to all of you guys for watching, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have the channel, right? I would say anyone want to get in contact with us, I'm Dunners_DB Dailies. Pa is Pala Roach as well on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to get DB Dailies as well at DB Dailies on Facebook, Instagram. We also have a webpage, www.dbdailies.com. We've got new merch,
Before Ian
guys.
kills us.
So, Pat, give us a little twirl there. So, we've actually, after coming up with all new designs, right? And these are our little slogos: in wheels we trust. So, it's like in God we trust that the Americans are rocking. So, we've got a few new kind of designs. For the first time ever, we've got sweatshirts as well. And we've got new designs on the back of this. So, we've got a few designs, we've got a few colours and stuff.
Yeah, we're just playing around with colours at the minute because as you can see, the white and the grey doesn't really work that great.
Yeah.
DB Daily's logo is okay, but
Yeah.
again, this is just a taster of what they're going to be like. The colours on the back of that is
Yeah,
going to suit a lot
and the
better.
same, the jumpers are kind of more for working in the shed
Yeah.
sort of thing and stuff. And then we still got our hoodies, t-shirts, lanyards, snoods, stickers, sun strips, you name it, we have it. Guys, get a hold of us. All this new gear come Thursday should be out, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching.